What is going on, guys? This is KOJOFOREX, aka GBP Emperor, aka Emperor of Blues. You know what it is. It's another YouTube video. In today's video, it's not usually me coming on YouTube to tell about my wins or motivating you or showing you a new strategy. It's actually showing you the other side of the Forex market, which most traders actually are not going to be very open and then honest with you about. This is losses on the market. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I lost 10,300 freaking dollars in a single day trading on the Forex market, specifically oil. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I'm one person that talks about the fact that chart patterns is king, right? So regardless of your trading strategy that you have, when a chart pattern says the market is likely to go down, you want to sell, and then when a chart pattern says the market is likely to go up, then you want to buy. But this day, on this very particular day, talking about my oil trade that made me lose $10,300, I was literally following chart patterns and it made me lose that huge money. Yes, my own chart patterns that I freaking believed in made me lose a whole lot of money. Nonetheless, I did my own personal studies evaluation and I realized exactly why I lost that money. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly, looking into details, what I made out of it and how I decide to look at it going forward, so that in the future I may not, or I do not repeat the same mistake, right? So sometimes most traders, they get into the trade, they don't even learn from their mistake, they lose money, they get pained, and then they get away from the market. They don't even come back to analyze exactly what they did wrong, what they did wrong, and exactly why they lost that money on the market. But me, it's something that really built my trading strategy for a long time. I build my confidence on the market that anytime I take a loss, I come back to scrutinize the market properly to analyze it and then determine why I lost the money, why the trade didn't go the way I expected, and what can I do to better that situation the next time, right? So come with me, let me show you the oil trade. So if you look at this is basically like oil, right? Now, if you look at oil from the monthly time frame, it's actually been trading all the way high. So yeah, oil has been trading all-time high, trading all the way on the upside. Look at it on the monthly time frame, and then if you look at it on the weekly time frame too, you can see that what, even though it hits this first high here from this bullish movement, it came all the way down, went up to create a lower high, and then it's now kind of creating a lower low on the weekly time frame, right? So with that kind of perspective, I was already very bearish on oil. Now I realized that quite recently I traveled to Malaysia, right? And then during my stay in Malaysia was when oil was actually trading around these regions here, these very highs here, right? Which is the second high that it had created. The first high, remember, is actually here. So the first high is somewhere here, and then this market had been playing around until it created this second high here. And then this second high gave me a very good reason to jump in, especially after it had created this double top scenario here, right? So I explained to you that double top is a signal to traders that the market is about to change direction, right? Think about it this way: the market keeps creating higher high, higher low scenarios, right? If you look at it from even the downtrend here, right, you can clearly see that what oil creates, what, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, just creating new highs. Every instance it creates a new high, but this time it creates this high, comes down, does not create a high that supersedes this last high here. So guess what? It gives us the signal that the market could be then what, changing trend. Now let me show you this properly. If you come back, you can clearly see that this is perfectly displayed here, right? I can even use the drawing tool to help you understand it better. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. What do you expect? A high, right? But guess what? It did not create that high that will supersede this region here. So that gave me a clue to understand that indeed oil may have come to the very end of that bullish move. So I should be looking for short sales, right? And then because I was on actually vacation, just like I've just explained, I wasn't really able to catch that top, which is like one of my favorite setup, right? Pretty easy, simple, clean setup. Just sell at the very top, put your stop loss right above the range, and then get this thing dripping all the way down like that. Nonetheless, one thing that you must understand is that once you miss a market movement, that's not the end of the swing move, right? Because a swing trade keeps creating lower high, lower low scenario and then trades all the way to the very bottom, right? So as far as I missed that initial move on the upside, I'm like, okay, then I might as well look at very good reason to continue to sell in that move, which is exactly what I saw, right? So come, let me show you something more. right? So after I missed there, obviously within this whole week, let's classify it as a week that I was not really active on the market because I was still in my vacation. This was the month of June. You know that June I was in Kuala Lumpur. I'm going to show you guys my experience in Kuala Lumpur so that you just follow along the journey as well, right? So Kuala Lumpur, just enjoying my life, taking a break from the market, not really watching all that is going here actively until I came back to Ghana, my motherland, my country, right? So this week, then I was in Ghana. But oil this week opened with a whole lot of choppy movement, right? You see this small movement here. Then I was not really interested in the first week of it when it was actually trading around these regions like this, because I was like, you know, it was not really giving me a very good reason to kind of jump in here for a buy or any sell move, right? So I was just very patient until it kind of dipped, right? And then when it dipped around this region, then the picture even became extra clearer to think about the fact that it had just created this kind of a little bit of a wedge pattern here, right? You can see that wedge pattern, and it was using that wedge pattern to trade downwards, right? So beautiful and clean, right? So with this wedge pattern, then I'm like, okay, I may have missed this one. Let's see what comes around again, right? So you see how important chart pattern is, just like I'm talking to you about. So we missed that sell here, which we could have got in just from market structure perspective, double top scenario, and then we would have been able to stay in this trade for a long time. Even with that, another key area that could have given us an entry is this tweezer top, which I talked to you guys about in my candlestick video, right? So tweezer top could have also given us an entry here. We missed that. This week is past. In the new week, we have this break of this very little wedge pattern here, where you would have just entered right here from that break, and then you want to put your stop loss right above that region like that, targeting the market to make these lows. We missed all these moves, but I was still watching the market, targeting extra sells on oil. Now let's see where the story even got interesting with my case. So here you can see that oil had just hit a particular bottom, let's say this bottom, and then it started creating, you know, some consolidation sort of a pattern with the market, right? So you see it goes up, it comes down, goes up, comes down, and I was still watching it. I was keeping my eyes and then asking myself, what exactly is oil doing with this up down movement? And guess what, just with this up and down movement, it kind of became clear from this perspective that what oil is kind of creating this kind of a triangular pattern, right? You can see here that when I put this here and then I put this here, then we get a beautiful triangle formation. And then usually when you have a bearish triangle like that, what happens is that you cannot expect a continuation on the downside, right? Now, why will I even expect a continuation on the downside? Because when you look up to the left side of the chart, we have this key area of support here where the market had come quite close into. So I was just expecting that with this kind of formation, then the market just wants to trade into these lows before perhaps any move on the upside. So if I have missed this sells here and I've missed this bearish sells here, I might as well catch the last wave of movement onto the bottom before it hits. But that is where the mistake comes in, because when it comes to chart patterns, what you must understand is that we have what we call asymmetric triangle, and when it comes to asymmetric triangle, it does not have any directional bias. It could go on the upside or on the downside, right? So when you have a bullish triangle, what it means is that a bullish triangle will usually push the market on the upside. A bearish triangle pushes the market on the downside, but asymmetric triangle can push the market both ways depending on where the breakout occur. Come, let me show you a practical example of what I mean. So with a bullish triangle, what we mean is that the market starts pushing on the upside, right? It starts pushing on the upside, it creates that triangle pattern, something like this, and then it just pushes up like that. For a bearish triangle, the market pushes on the downside, it creates that bearish triangle like that, and guess what, it pushes down. But when it is an asymmetric, which still kind of looks like a triangle, then what you would usually have is that the market is still going to create that move, but this case it can go up or it can come down like that depending on where the breakout occurs, right? So that is exactly what I fell culprit to when I thought, okay, I have identified a bearish triangle, so let me now short this market onto these previous lows. And I really went in extra hard, right? And then guess what happened? Oil teased me with a little bit of profit as if I'm actually doing the right thing, and then went into the opposite direction, as you can see from here, and then just kept trading all the way up like that. So that actually made me lose a great deal of money, which is like $10,300. So I just want to bring this to your light, right? Even though I lost 10,300, you should also understand that it just sums up to 6% of my trading account. On a normal circumstance, I'm going to be risking 1% to 2% of my trading account, but on this particular day, because I felt extra confident on the move, I decided to risk 6%, and then 6% is what accumulated to 10,300. Nonetheless, no matter how confident you are in a trade, make sure that you actually manage your risk and then calculate what you're exposing yourself to on the market, so that you still have extra money to come in and make extra gains on the market. If you expose all your money on the market and then you lose it all, guess what? You're not going to have money when the right moves comes along, right? So yeah, that actually made me lose that money, and I decided to shoot this video to educate you guys to know that no matter how confident, no matter how an expert of a trader you are, no matter how your analysis may be on point, the markets can still decide to go where it wants to go. Hope you guys learned something new from this. Make sure to click in the link in the description to join the KOJOFOREX Telegram community. Make sure to also follow me on Instagram at KOJOFOREX, which is KOJOFOREX, and then click in the link in the description to join my best broker, which is XNES. Also, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already. Valuable information on this channel for you guys, so that you can be able to also learn along my journey as I teach you. In fact, this month I have tons of information, tons of knowledge. It's like one of the greatest months that you'll be experiencing with me on YouTube. Without wasting much time, I hope you guys enjoy this short breakdown video, and I'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.